You are a woman now, and your body is starting to change.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 relatable moments in animated movies.
Go to your room! I'm already in my room!
For this list, we'll be looking at those rare moments when animated big screen characters were just like us. Which cartoon character do you relate to the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The Long Carriage Ride, Shrek 2.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
However much we love our friends and family, being stuck together for long periods with no means of escape can push those bonds to a breaking point. Our favorite annoying donkey drives Shrek up the wall through the majority of the first movie, but one of the most relatable scenes takes place in Shrek 2.
This is taking forever. Shrek and ain't no in-flight movie or nothing.
The kingdom of far away donkey?
In order to visit Fiona's parents, the trio takes a long ride in their onion carriage to a kingdom far, far away. Shrek's building irritation, Donkey's boundary pushing, and Fiona's quiet frustration at the two make for a familiar little tableau, timed to comic perfection.
Ah! Are we there yet?
Yes!
Oh, finally!
Number 9. Mulan and Shang's adorable crush, Mulan. The earlier Disney couples were all about that insta-love, but for Mulan and Shang, things were a bit more complicated. She might be dressed as a boy, but she's still got eyes, and there's no harm in looking, right?
You will assemble swiftly and silently every morning. Anyone who acts otherwise will answer to me.
As she gets to know Shang better, our heroine develops a proper crush, based on more than just the physical. Their mutual respect is tested once her secret's revealed, but she can finally be herself around him. And soon he's crushing right back on her.
You fight good.
Oh. Thank you.
Both parties are fearless in battle, but totally awkward when it comes to romance.
Mulan. You forgot your helmet.
It's adorable, but also completely grounded in reality. Number 8. Anna in the Morning, Frozen. In many ways, Anna's your typical wide-eyed Disney princess, but if there's one thing that makes her just like us, it's this wake-up scene.
Princess Anna?
Huh?
Princess Anna?
Yeah?
Oh, sorry to wake you, ma'am.
No, you didn't. I've been up for hours.
While it may be cathartic to see the usually poised Cinderella rebuke her de facto alarm clock, we can appreciate this scene because of how realistic it is.
The gates will open soon. Time to get ready.
Of course. Ready for what?
Your sister's coronation, ma'am?
My sister's coronation.
With the bed hair, the droopy eyes, and even some drool for good measure, Anna actually looks as if she's just woken up. This brief moment of messiness establishes her as the more chaotic of the two sisters. Unlike Elsa, Anna doesn't feel the same pressure to be perfect. While the Snow Queen is the star of the show, Anna is Frozen's every girl.
What are you doing?
I'm going to see my sister.
Number 7. Alice's Low Point, Alice in Wonderland.
If I'd listened earlier, I wouldn't be here. But that's just the trouble with me.
We all need to wallow in self-pity sometimes, and Disney illustrates this phenomenon to perfection with this genteel meltdown in 1951's Alice in Wonderland. Our titular heroine is stuck in a hole of her own making, and so she takes a moment to sit and reflect on her bad decisions.
Give myself very good advice, but I very seldom follow it.
Hasn't there been a time when you felt like you knew the right actions to take but just couldn't bring yourself to go through with them? Sitting there crying in the forest with no one to blame but herself, this scene is a low point for the optimistic Alice, but she's never been easier to like.
I suppose it's good advice to stay where you are until someone finds you.
Number 6. The Sloths, Zootopia. Zootopia is a Disney movie that isn't scared to deal with real issues. In its own allegorical way, it tackles stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination in society. There's plenty to relate to, whether you're a Judy or a Nick, or somewhere in between. However, arguably one of the movie's funniest scenes features a customer service desk filled with sloths.
What
Hang in there.
can I do
Well, I was hoping you could run a play.
for you
Well, I was hoping you could.
today?
It's a strange phenomenon, but whenever you're in a rush, it often feels like the rest of the world has decided to move at a snail's pace, just to annoy you. Whatever the situation, the effort to stay calm when others are oblivious to the urgency is hilariously illustrated by Judy Hopps' experience at the DMV.
What do
No!
you call
A three-humped camel! Pregnant! Okay, great, we
three
got it! Please,
pumped?
Number 5. Moana and her grandmother. Moana.
I like to dance with the water, the undertow and the waves. The water is mischievous. I like how it misbehaves.
In Moana, we're presented with a strong female lead who trusts her own instincts. But every hero needs a mentor, and Moana's is her grandmother. Many children will be able to relate to this close and loving relationship.
Are you gonna tell Dad?
I'm his mom. I don't have to tell him anything.
Although, unusually, this Disney princess still has both parents. But her true confidant is Grandma Tala. They share a love of the sea and a fierce individuality. Her grandmother's nurturing, non-judgmental presence gives Moana the strength to be herself, and she relies on the old woman's wisdom to guide her.
Oh, a girl from an island. She stands apart from the crowd. She loves the sea and her people. She makes her whole family proud.
The loss of a grandparent is often one of the first big upheavals in a child's life, and the passing of Grandma Tala is a moving moment that will strike a chord with viewers, whatever their age. Number 4. Jasmine's Resolve. Aladdin. The princesses of the Disney Renaissance era each push back against societal expectations in their own way, but Jasmine is arguably the most vocal about it.
The law is wrong.
You've only got 3 more days.
Father, I hate being forced into this. If I do marry, I want it to be for love.
She's sick of men dictating her life decisions, whether that's her father, his advisors, or the many suitors who come calling for her hand in marriage. Even Aladdin is guilty of ignoring Jasmine's thoughts and feelings at times.
I'm rich too, you know.
Yeah,
The daughter of a sultan.
I know.
A fine prize for any prince to marry.
Right. A prince like me.
The princess isn't scared to stand up for herself or call people out on their nonsense. We can relate to her frustrations and occasional bursts of temper. It's all very well to have courage and be kind, but sometimes you also have to hold others accountable.
How dare you? All of you, standing around deciding my future? I am not a prize to be won.
Number 3. Andy's All Grown Up. Toy Story 3.
You're the snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
For those of us who grew up with the Toy Story franchise, the third movie coincided with our transition into adulthood. As Andy prepared to leave for college, the old fans were coming of age too, making all those goodbyes doubly emotional. The entire ending sequence feels like a prolonged and calculated farewell to childhood, capable of reducing adults to ugly tears.
The potato heads, Mr. and Mrs. You gotta keep them together because they're madly in love. Now Slinky here is as loyal as any dog you could want.
Maybe it's the moment that Andy and his mom look around his empty bedroom, or when he struggles at the last minute to let Woody go, or when, after an afternoon of playing like old times, he ultimately drives away and leaves his toys in the hands of the next generation.
So long, partner.
Number 2. Lilo and Nani's Fight. Lilo and Stitch.
Answer me!
No!
No, you don't understand?
No!
No! What?
No!
Lilo and Stitch is set in the modern day and also mostly in the real world. The characters are lovable and eccentric, but also grounded and afflicted by real-life problems. Lilo deals with jerks and the loss of her parents, while her older sister Nani struggles to hang on to a job and keep the family together. They love each other, but they argue too, just like real sisters.
You're such a pain.
So why do you sell me and buy a rabbit instead?
At least a rabbit will behave better than you!
Go ahead, then you'll be happy because it will be smarter than me too.
Sometimes even like a mother and daughter. In 2012's Brave, Merida's fights with her mother may have been explosive, but Nani and Lilo are on another level. Their big fight scene is hilariously relatable, and their moving reconciliation is just as true to life.
I shouldn't have yelled at you.
We're sisters. It's our job.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Tiana at Work, The Princess and the Frog. Saving up for your dreams comes at a tiring cost.
I'm gonna work a double shift tonight. Here you hotcakes. You know, so you can save for your restaurant. I know. Girl, all you ever do is work.
Gromit's Trying to Sleep, The Wrong Trousers. That penguin just won't turn the music down. Sophie and the Witch of the Waste climb the stairs, Howl's moving castle. Their conflict is briefly put aside to defeat the true enemy, the Countless Steps.
What you say? You suddenly remembered how to break the spell you put on me?
I told you. I don't know how.
Then start studying.
Anya and Dimitri's bickering, Anastasia. They argue like a rom-com couple, or an old married one.
Stop fiddling with that thing. Sit up straight. Remember, you're a Grand Duchess.
How is it that you know what Grand Duchesses do or don't do?
I make it my business to know.
Oh.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Teenage stuff. Turning red.
You sicko! What were you thinking? Why would you draw those things? Those horrible, awful, sexy things! It's fine. You'll move to another city, change your identity. Mommy.
Although most Disney princesses are technically teenagers, they're shown to be more like young women than hormonal adolescents. That is, with the exception of Ariel.
I'm 16 years old. I'm not a child.
Don't you take that tone of voice with me, young lady.
Refreshingly, Turning Red focuses on the early teenage years instead, giving us an honest, messy, and warm-hearted depiction of it. May is an ordinary kid with a mind of her own, discovering who she is and who she wants to be. Her relationship with her girl group feels genuine, and the mother-daughter dynamic is also thoughtfully explored.
May, perhaps we should talk about why this is happening.
It's okay.
You are a woman now, and your body is starting to change.
We all love a red panda, but not everyone was going to appreciate the specific puberty metaphor. However, we appreciate that the movie handled the subject in a funny and unpatronizing manner, giving teens something to really relate to.
I'm changing, Mom. I'm finally figuring out who I am.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.